You know, um, Today's Saturday, the day between Good Friday and Easter. This is the Sabbath day, the Jewish Sabbath day, for the disciples and Jesus' followers. So Jesus was in the grave on this day. You just think what those hours in time would have been like for the disciples, for like Mary, his mother, for Mary Magdalene, all these people who loved him. He had just been violently torn out of their lives in the matter of 18 hours. He'd gone from celebrating the Passover with them Thursday night to dead on the cross, crucified, beaten, mocked. Like, I mean, they just had to be in shock that Saturday. I wonder how I would have responded. I put myself in their shoes. They probably just would have gone on with life, or tried to just muddle their way through the day. Probably sobbing. I mean, just yeah. That's kind of the flavor of Saturday. The flavor of sadness, the flavor of what just happened and why did it happen, and the reflection on that. And they had no idea. I mean, the scriptures are pretty clear. They didn't understand. They didn't understand that he was about to rise from the dead on Sunday morning. If they had, this wouldn't have been so tragic for them. But for us, we know we're going to celebrate tomorrow, Easter, that he rose from the dead. He didn't stay dead. He'd accomplished something with his death, but he didn't stay dead. And so I would just invite you. One of the things we're going to do tomorrow in the service is we're going to burn our sins as a symbol that they're gone. So I just invite you to contemplate. I've been thinking about mine. How I'm prone to selfishness. I'm prone to get frustrated with the kids. I'm prone to just look out for me. I'm prone to harbor, ill will or anger or bitterness sometimes in my heart. Like these are things that are natural to me, and those are the things that Jesus died for. But tomorrow, when we celebrate Easter, his rising from the dead, that's going from sadness to jubilation. That those are taken care of. They're gone, and we don't carry them anymore, all because of him. So just invite you to write out a list, maybe on some paper today. Think about that, and we're going to burn them together tomorrow as part of our service.